Narayanam namaskritya Naram chaiva narotamam Devim saraswatim vyasam Tato jayam udhirayet Nashta prayeshu abhadreshu Nityam bhagavata sevaya Bhagavatityuttama shloke Bhaktir bhavati naishtiki. Srimad Bhagavatam Skanda 9, Adhyaya 14, Shloka 49. 9:14, 49. Oh. Pururavas evasit Trayi treta mukhe nripa Agnina prajaya raja Lokam gandharvam ivan Pururavasa evasit Trayi treta mukhe nripa Agnina prajaya raja Lokam gandharvam ivan Pururavasa evasit Trayi treta mukhe nripa Agnina prajaya raja Lokam gandharva evan. No. Right, I understand. Maharaj. Pururavasa evasit Trayi treta mukhe rupa Agnina prajaya raja Lokam gandharvam evan Pururavasa evasit Trayi treta mukhe nripa Agnina prajaya raja Lokam gandharvam evan Pururavasa evasit Trayi treta mukhe nripa Agnina prajaya raja Lokam gandharvam evan Pururavasa evasit Trayi treta mukhe nripa Agnina prajaya raja Lokam gandharvam evan. Mataji's Pururavasa evasit Trayi treta mukhe nripa Agnina prajaya raja Lokam gandharvam evan Vasaveva Hasit Chayi Treta Mukhe Nripa Agnina Prajaya Raja Lokam Gandharvam Ehivan. Anyone else? Okay. Padapataha. Padapataha. Reading the words. Pada, word. Pataha, reading. Pururavasaha. From King Pururava. Eva. Thus. Asit. There was. Trayi. The Vedic principles of karma, jnana, and upasana. Treta Mukhe. In the beginning of the Treta Yuga. Nripa. O King Parikshit. Agnina. Simply by generating the fire of sacrifice. Prajaya. By his son. Raja. King Pururava. Lokam. To the planet. Gandharvam. Of the Gandharvas. Ehivan. Achieved. Translation and purport by Srila Prabhupada. Angala Bhashayam. Angala Bhashayam in English. O Maharaj Parikshit, at the beginning of Treta Yuga, King Pururava inaugurated a Karma Kanda sacrifice. Thus Pururava, who considered the yagnic fire his son, was able to go to Gandharva Loka as he desired. Purport. In Satya Yuga, Lord Narayana was worshipped by meditation. Kriteya dhyayato Vishnum. Indeed, everyone always meditated upon Lord Vishnu, Narayana, and achieved every success by this process of meditation. In the next Yuga, Treta Yuga, the performance of Yajna began. Tretayam yajato mukaihi. Therefore, this verse, Trayi Treta Mukhe, ritualistic ceremonies are generally called fruitive activities. Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur says that in Treta Yuga, beginning in the Swayambhuva Manvantara, ritualistic fruitive activities were similarly manifested from Priyavrata, etc. Thus end the Bhaktivedanta purports of the 9th canto, 14th chapter of the Srimad Bhagavatam, entitled King Pururava and chanted by Urvashi. So what can we learn from this? Trayi, in the Bhagavad Gita, one of my favorite verses now. Trayi mam somapaf puta papa. You know that? Trayi mam somapaf puta papa. 19? 920. Trayi mam somapaf puta papa. Yajñayir ishtva swargatim prartayante. Te punyam asadya surendra lokam ashnanti divyan divi deva bhogan. What happened there? So Trayi is a follower of Vedas. Here it's translated the Vedic principles of karma, jnana, and upasana. Trayi mam somapaf puta papa. By worshipping me, they drink soma rasa and become purified. That's what the translation is by Prabhupada. Trayi mam somapaf puta papa yajñayir ishtva swargatim prartayante. Offering oblations into the fire Yajñayir Ishtva, having offered oblations, Swargatim Prartayante, they pray to go to Swargalokam. Here Pururava wanted to go to Gandharva Lokam. Gandharvas are some kind of a, what do you because the word demigod means below God. So below the demigods, what would you say? Semi-demigod or demi-demigod? Kind of a joke here, right? So, Yajñayir Ishtva, Swargatim Prartayante, Te Punyam Asadya Surendra Lokam, by the performance of those fire sacrifices, Punyam Asadya, they get pious credit, Punyam, Punya. And by those pious credits, Surendra Lokam, they go there. And what do they do there? Ashnanti. Ashnanti means to eat, technically. Ashanam. Ashnanti bahuvachanam, plural. They eat, but the sense is they enjoy. Ashnanti divyan. The word divya is used. There's a very famous verse we all know. Oh, maybe not everybody knows, but most of us should know, right? Janma karma chame divyam. My birth and activities are divya. Same word, different meaning. How is that possible? Because one word can have more than one meaning. Janma karma chame divyam, Lord Krishna says, my birth and activities are divya, transcendental, beyond this world of Pancha Mahabhutas, Prithvi, Jal, Agni, Akash, Vayu, oh that's Hindi. Earth, water, fire, air, ether. Bengali also. Prithvi, Jal, Akash, Agni, Vayu. And beyond man, buddhi, ahankar, mind, intelligence, and ahankar, false ego. Janma karma chamev divyam. But here, ashnanti divyan, they enjoy divya, transcendental. It's not transcendental. It's in the material world. So we understand the word divya also means wonderful in English. Ashnanti divyan divi. Who knows what divi means? Offhand, without looking in your mobile, without looking at your telephone. Who knows the word divi? I want to see hands. Interactive. They? They. No. With all due respect to PhD microbiologist, former director of public health of Maryland State. Yeah, true. You are almost there, Maharaj. Diva is the higher planetary. Diva is a synonym of Surendra Lokam. In the same shloka, you have two words with the same meaning. But here's where we get grammatical. Divi in Surendra Lokam, in the heavenly planets. Everyone in India, you're not from India, so excuse me, knows this word divangata. Divangata. Gone to heaven. Someone who has left their body. They died. Divangat. How many people speak Hindi here? Oh, only 10%. And Bengali? And you say Divangat in Bengali? You say that? Yes. So, Ashnanti Divyan Divi Deva Bhogan. What do you do in Swargaloka? Deva Bhoga. You enjoy like the demigods. And it's very interesting because this verse in Gita talks directly about King Pururava enchanted by Urvashi. Because what is Divya Ashnanti Divyan Divi Deva Bhogan. What are those Deva Bhogas? Urvashi, the Apsaras. In English it would be Apsaras. Apsarasa is Sanskrit. The heavenly damsels. When Arjuna in Mahabharata went in his own body to meet his father, Indra, what did Indra do? He called for Urvashi. Entertain him. He's come here. That's what we do here. We enjoy. Then what happened? Arjuna, what happened? You know? He bowed down to Urvashi. Matre namaha. I bow down to my mother. What happened? Urvashi became extremely angry. You rascal, you're supposed to enjoy with me. How can you bow down to me? I curse you to become a eunuch. Eunuch? Is that understandable in English? It's archaic English. No, it's common? Okay. Pardon me for that. So, who did he become? Brihanala. Brihanala for 1 year. Indra reduced the curse to be permanent to 1 year. So that's what happens in Swargaloka. Ashnanti Divyan Divi Deva Bhogan. It happens in Gandharva Loka also. King Pururava wanted to enjoy. Acha, this Pururava was considered by Arjuna to be the husband of Urvashi. And therefore he bowed down, you're my mother, because Pururava is an ancestor of Arjuna. These lineages, what is it? Vanksha, Vankshanu Charita. The characteristics of a Purana. The description of the lineage of kings and the story of the different kings is mentioned in the Bhagavat. So one thing about these kings, they followed Vedic culture. And one thing about the modern society, it does not follow Vedic culture. And we know that Prabhupada wanted to re-establish Vedic culture. We also know that it's a very difficult proposition, and the reason why, because there's no king. that is the riddle. That is the puzzle. How can you have Vedic culture without a king? Very difficult. Very difficult. Because modern morality means you can do anything. There's no regulation about behavior. Acharanam. Acha, kings used to set Prahlad Narasimhadev ki. The kings used to set the standard. Yad yad acharati shreshtaha. How the great men of society behaved. There's a saying in Hindi, Yatha Raja Tata Praja. Same thing. Just as the king does, the citizens do the same. So if the king is follower of Vedic culture, then the people will follow. And that's how in this country, Bharata, for thousands of years, this Vedic culture is being followed. And if you go, of course, in West Bengal, the soil is such that there are no great temples. This is the first great temple coming up. I think the great temples, you have to have a hard ground to hold such great structures. So you have to go south. What's the first great temple south of Bengal? Jagannath. Jagannath. Huge temple. And if you go further south, mostly in Tamil Nadu, you will find tremendous temples all over the state. These are testimonies to the great Rajas who used to rule Bharata. It may be that Muslim invasion destroyed many temples in North India. Dwarka and Somnath are the only big temples left in northwestern India. Actually, there are many temples in what they call Pakistan. Many temples. Mahabharata, the great Bharata. So this great Bharata, they followed this Vedic culture. Part of the Vedic culture is dress. Part of Vedic culture is activity, food. What is culture? How do we define culture? Dinacharya, our daily activities. What we do, get up early, etc. Sadhana, sadachar, and what we do during the day. Shri Shri Radha Madhava Ashta Sakhi Vrinda Ki. So, here we had a description in the purport of Satya Yuga and Treta Yuga. Kriteya Dhyayato Vishnu. The verse doesn't talk about meditation, but the verse touches on the second part. Tretayam yajato makaihi. Here it says Tretayam yajato mukaihi. Mukaihi, makaihi is what I understand. Makaha is a yagna, the fire sacrifice. Sounds interesting. How? Makkah. You know that word? That place where people bow down from all over the world. It's supposed to be Makeshwar Mahadev. It's supposed to be a temple of Shiva. The black stone, Makkah, Mecca. In English they say Mecca. Mecca. But Makkaihi means sacrifice. Makeshwara, the Lord of sacrifices. So that's interesting that it was originally Lord Shiva. And all these, when they go there, they have to wear white. They cannot wear stitched cloth. These are Vedic injunctions. You see the pujari, he's not wearing a stitched cloth. I try not to in the morning wear a stitched cloth in the temple. I try. I don't succeed every day. And when they go on pilgrimage, the Hajj, when the Muslims go on the Hajj, they have to wear unstitched white cloth. Came from the Vedic practices, Vedic acharan. But they lost the connection. They lost the connection to the Vedas. The Zoroastrian religion, Agni Upasana, worship of fire. But they lost the connection to Vedic Shastras. They had in their own language. Zend Aveshta. What is that language? Parsi. Farsi, Persia. Where does the word Persia come from? Who knows? Interactive now. I don't think anyone will guess. Huh? Parashurama. No, Parashurama Kshetra is in south, right? Parshva. Sanskrit Parshva, next to. From Parshva came Persia. So they were also Agni Upasakas, worship of the fire. Came from Tretayam Yajato Makaihi, worship of fire in Treta Yuga. Then Dwarpare Paricharya. Paricharya, serving the deities. Kalotad Harikirtanat and Harikirtan. So we are for Harikirtan. But that doesn't, we also perform sacrifices. We follow the Vedic dress. At the time of initiation, we get a Vedic name, Sanskrit. Samskritam means culture. Susamskrita, very cultured, right? We changed our name. We changed us Westerners now I'm talking about, not the Indians. We changed our name, we changed our religion, we changed our food, we changed our dress. What's left? What's next? Heart, consciousness? No. External. These are all external things. They're not internal, right? Dress, name, activities. We already changed our activities. What didn't we change? Who said that? Language. Exactly. Yes. No? If we can change all these things, what is the perfect language? Samskrita bhasha. Asya deshasya mula bhasha. Ayam granthasya mula bhasha. Aham vadami samskritam. Vayam sarve yadi parasparam samskrita dvarena vyavaharaha krishyamaha kim bhavishyati kahanihi. What is the loss if we all learn Sanskrit by speaking? There are so many languages represented here, isn't it? If I start asking, what is your language? I see someone translating Russian. And I know from Los Angeles, I'm Prabhu Sachi Kumar, right? Sachi Tanai, Spanish. And that Malacha language that I'm speaking, English. And there's so many Indian languages here. Why not learn Samskrita Bhasha? You know, Malacha means one who cannot speak Sanskrit. Yeah. Because Patanjali, you know, Patanjali Yoga Sutras, he also commented on Sanskrit grammar. Na malechati vai. One should not speak a bad word. In Sanskrit, there are no bad words. Somebody was asking me the other day, what are the curse words in Sanskrit? No, there are none. Nindana vachanam. Offensive language, yes, you can offend someone. But bad words don't exist. Apashabdas, they're called. Apashabda. Shabda is word. Apashabda, bad word. Apashabda naiva vaktavyaha. You should not speak a bad word. There are no bad words. That doesn't mean that anyone who speaks Sanskrit is a, what is it called? Sycophant. Sycophant. Just false praise, showering false praise. But lots of prashansa vachanani, praise, words of praise we find in Bhagavatam and in Vedic literature. Our whole philosophy, our whole lifestyle, everything is based on Sanskritam. Bhagavad Gita. We are the foremost institution in the world propagating Bhagavad Gita, isn't it? In fact, tomorrow, the Prime Minister of India is coming to our temple in Delhi. Who knows that? How many of you heard that? Well, now you all know. To inaugurate a huge copy of Bhagavad Gita. How big is that? Can anybody... 800 kilos. That's almost 2,000 pounds, if you go by pounds. 800 kilo Bhagavad Gita, which will go on permanent display at Kurukshetra, where the Gita was spoken. That's fitting, right? Fitting. that this Gita, fantastic Gita, what do they call it? The fantastic Gita? Astounding, right, astounding Gita. Will go on display in Kurukshetra, but tomorrow in ISKCON, New Delhi, the Prime Minister of India is coming to inaugurate that book. Bhagavad Gita Bhashya, Samskrita Bhashya, Ma Vismartavyaha. Do not forget, the language of Gita is Sanskritam. Yeah. Krishna didn't speak Gita in English, or in Bengali, or in Russian, or in Spanish, Portuguese, etc., etc. That means that there's some significance in this language. If you learn this language, you will enrich yourself because you put yourself directly in touch with all the Vedic literatures, because they're all Vedas, Sanskritam, Puranas, Sanskritam, Mahabharata, Sanskritam, Valmiki, Ramayana, Sanskritam, 6 Goswamis, Sanskritam, Shikshastakam, Sanskritam. What else? Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur's commentary, Sanskritam. Jiva Goswami's commentary, Krama Sandarbha. Krama Sandarbha, Jiva Goswami's commentary on Srimad Bhagavatam, Sanskritam. Samskrita Bhashayam, in Samskrita Bhashya. So please learn this language. I'm going to end early because I have to give the inaugural address at the education conference, which is coming up in an hour from now. So I'll just throw it open for questions. A few minutes of questions, if you don't mind. Maharaj, is there a mic? Should be. I don't know who's controlling the... Somebody can take this. Coming. Just now coming. Thank you. Dhanyavad. It's probably at the bottom. No, underneath. I see. Wait, let's see.
Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Dhanyavad.
So I'm kind of jumping ahead a little bit. Thank you so much for giving us so much important information in such a short time, and at the same time being interactive. I sometimes still have difficulty understanding how personalities like Pururava, we hear his glories. I was looking back a few texts before, and he actually became the father of fire by Yajna. He became the father of fire. I mean, that's just one of his glories. I mean, and we're hearing even today's text. So he's incredibly glorious and so much more advanced than most of us can pretend to be in so many ways. You're speaking about culture. I mean, gee whiskers. But usually when we hear about Pururava, we hear about how he became completely controlled by one woman, Urvasi, who you mentioned in the class. And then there are other personalities who we hear that they're so glorious, and then there's some weakness manifested in them. So the obvious question comes up: what hope is there for us? Hare Krishna.
Right. A couple thoughts. Why did he have material desires? You would think that he was such a great soul, he would have gotten liberation, right? But the whole verse is that he went to the Gandharva Loka. That's where he wanted to go. That reminds me of Prabhupada's letter to Jayananda. After Jayananda left his body, Prabhupada wrote to him. How many devotees are familiar with that letter? Wow, that's not even 5%, huh? So in that letter Prabhupada wrote, if you have any material desires, you will go to the heavenly planets and enjoy for 10,000 years. Right? Remember that? But I know you have no material desires, so you're going back, go back to Godhead. So, yeah, to give up all material desires is almost impossible. It's almost impossible. Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha, and Panchama Purushartha Prema are, right? Dharma, first Purushartha, the first aim of human life is to learn what is religion. How does that happen? That happens in the Vedic Gurukul. Brahmachari, Gurukule, Vasandanto, Gurorhitam. And if you don't have that, how are you going to know how to live a Vedic life? Very difficult. Very difficult. But I guess our hope, Maharaj, is mercy. Right? What is the samsara dava nalalidha loka tranaya karunya ghana ghanavtvam? The mercy falls on the rocks. The rain falls on the rocks. The rain falls on the ocean where the rain isn't needed. The rain falls on us. We are fallen souls with material desires. And hopefully, by the mercy of Prabhupada, we will give up those desires, or at least at the last moment. We say chant Hare Krishna, but actually what did Ajamil chant? Narayana. So any name of Narayana. In today's purport it said Narayana, right? Prabhupada said like that. They think of Narayana, Vishnu. That's what we can hope for at the last moment. Okay, any other question? Mataji. I can't, Maharaj, you shouldn't do that. Here's a brahmachari here. Speak in the mic, Mataji. Thank you.
I have a question.
Sure.
But related to that question, also I have a note. Please correct me if I'm wrong. I like to know it. You said that a Muslim lost somehow the connection with the Vedic scriptures. Just like you call that in where they do Hajj, they always wear white cotton, just like when we bury somebody, the cotton has no knots.
Right.
Okay, they use something like that. My question is, where do you happen to know how the connection was lost, when it happened?
Oh.
And that is one question, if you can answer. The second note I want to make is that Muslims still used a very important aspect of the Vedic culture. Knowing Muslim friends, they use it was treated in the lecture a couple of weeks ago. Ram is the Almighty God. And everything in the Muslim culture, in their behavior, activities, whatever they do, whatever they say, whatever they sing, desire, it is what is not wishable is haram.
Haram.
So right. Ram is actually the Almighty super personality. Is it because, is it unconsciously? Don't they know? Or could it be that it is connected with the Almighty Super Lord Ram, right. Ramchandra?
Okay, should we answer the first one first? First question. What was it again?
Yeah, the first question was, they are, in my opinion, having still aspect of the Vedic culture. Namely,
when was Vedic culture lost?
Yes,
that's your question.
Where did it lose, and how come that they still
okay,
use haram?
Right,
haram
okay.
Is everything which is
in the Bhagavatam, there's a famous verse, many devotees know this, Krishne swadamo bhagate dharma jnana adi bisaha. When Lord Krishna returned to his own abode, dharma and jnana went with him. Kalo nashta drisham. In Kali Yuga, people cannot properly understand. Nashta means destroyed. Their vision of what is proper Vedic culture. Purana Arka, this Purana which is like the sun. Arka is sun. Purana Arka, Aduna, now Uditaha. It has arisen. So 5,000 years ago, Krishna left, and that was a big break. So even in Gita, Lord Krishna says, Evam parampara praptam imam raja shayo viduhu sakale neha mahata yogo nashta parantapa. The same word is used, nashta. That at certain times the Guru parampara, Vedic culture you can say, is destroyed. And then again it gets re-established. We can give a whole 45-minute lecture on that. Why not? It's an important subject. Prabhupada wanted to revive it. He put Westerners in this Vedic dress, saris and dhotis. Now some people are arguing we don't need this. But why did Prabhupada do it? He wanted to spread Vedic culture. He said so many places, if you take the totality of his teachings, Vedic culture, Vedic culture, Vedic culture. So, what we see in India, there is something that exists like a dead elephant. That's one example. The dead elephant is still valuable. There are certain aspects of Vedic culture preserved in India. We have to use our intelligence to understand what is pure Vedic culture and what is sahajiya, what is cheating. And we should reject the cheating and take the real Vedic culture. Acha, haram is mentioned in Chaitanya Charitamrita, that if the Muslims say haram, haram, they'll be purified. Now recently there's this Shia Muslim preacher, what's his name, I'm forgetting, from Australia. And I saw a video of him and he said, I've become a vegetarian. So if Muslims give up the lower modes of nature, tamasic bhojanam, that is the main problem we have with the Muslims. We don't hate the Muslims. We don't like that the tamasic pravrittihi, the actions that they especially killing and eating animals, this we object to. So if they can give it up, fine. And they themselves, I've had interactions with Muslims in the Middle East. Well, a very limited interaction, I should admit. But they were Pakistani and Indian Muslims also. They weren't Arabs. But one of them said that the ancient, because Muhammad has written that before me, there were other prophets. So he said those prophets were the ancient rishis of India. So you can take it like that. And that he was a reformer of a very degraded group of desert tribals at the time. Okay, I should go because, we got more questions. But I have to go and give a lecture at the education that's in the Nam Hut building, starting at 9:30. It's 5 to 9.
We all look forward to that. Just one thing in the sloka is mentioned that Treta Yuga is coming after Satya Yuga. Give me a quick explanation of why that happened.
I think because of the appearance of Lord Krishna, the yugas got changed.
But that is later. That is coming later, right? Lord Krishna...
No, this is in the present, isn't it? Present circumstance.
We are talking in this chronology, at least we can recognize that. We're talking in this time. But in this sloka, it mentions without any justification, or maybe it's, but from you, Basu Ghosh Prabhu,
sure.
Why is Treta Yuga coming after Satya Yuga? I mean, of course...
When it's supposed to be Dwapar Yuga.
Yeah, why?
No, that's what I understand, because of the appearance of Krishna.
After some time.
After some time, but the Dwapar and the Treta get juxtaposed. That's what I heard.
No other
I
explanation?
can't give you a shloka right now, for that's a research question. We have to do a little research.
Thank you very much.
But what I heard is like that. Okay, thank you. Grantaraj, Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai.